Men's meditation, balancing male energy. For light workers and anyone who has a clear willingness to take responsibility for their shadow or inner void. Going from ego-based consciousness to a heart-centered consciousness. Healing the male wound. An excess of male energy leads to lack of empathy, aloofness, and distance. Unbalanced male energy leads to coldness, indifference, and a closed heart. The male child sees the mother as all-consuming and stifling, while at the same time, the male child has a longing to reconnect with female energy. If this need is not satisfied from his mother, he then feels empty. The male shadow arises when a male has an excessive desire for freedom from his female energy. This leads to an aversion to connect with other people, a closed heart, emotional poverty, and an inflated ego. It is the opposite of empathy. If you are not willing to turn inward and heal the shadow, it can lead to extremes in behavior such as violence. This in itself is an attempt to form connection, and it presents itself in an unhealthy way. The inability to connect with your heart and soul and to be in touch with your emotional body leads to depression and shutdown. In this meditation, you will begin the healing process of the male shadow. 1. You will develop positive images of the feminine and reconnect to it. And 2. You will be in touch with your feelings and allow them to be present in your body. Let us begin the meditation by sitting quietly, closing your eyes, and focusing on your body. Really focus on centering your legs and feet and quietly breathe into your lower abdomen. Take a couple full, deep, and clarifying breaths and allow yourself to completely relax. Imagine a shadow appearing before your inner eye. The shadow carries the card of the wound in your heart. Within it is a figure that tells you how you should behave as a man. It comes from the past, and it can have the face of your father, a teacher, or any other authority figure. Clear your mind and invite this figure to step out of the shadow so you can really see it. Please note that it does not have to be someone you are familiar with. It can also be a fantasy figure or even an animal. Carefully sense what it emanates or what it might have to say to you. Is it angry, strict, defensive, or even anxious, distant, or offensive? Be aware of the fact that this figure has affected you with false images about what maleness or male masculinity is supposed to be. These images are imprinted in your being and created a warning in your heart. Now imagine the child that's within your heart coming into view. This child has always kept its sense of spontaneity and aliveness within itself. This child is ready to speak to you. In the presence of all the false images you have about masculinity, invite your inner child to be fully present in the midst. What strikes you about this boy? What does he feel in his heart? What does he have to give to people? What is it that gives him true joy and fulfillment? Imagine now that you reach out to this child and take him under your protection. Allow yourself to become his father who protects and rescues him from the shadow and from the influence of the figure you saw earlier. This will allow your heart to open and give you a better idea of who you really are. When men connect with their nurturing female energy, they sooner or later discover their feelings. For a child, the mother is the first example of female energy they encounter in their lives. Ask yourself, how did your mother respond to your desire for independence when you were growing up and reached puberty? Did you feel as if she gave you the space you needed? Was she interested in your development? Did she show you love and attention? Shadow aspects may have been affecting your mother just as they do in every woman. It is important to not let this distort your feelings about women in general. You have a pure, heart-centered female energy within your soul that remains untouched by the shadow. Imagine it as an inner figure that allows you and surrounds you with gentleness and love. Allow yourself to receive that female energy and fill your heart with it. By allowing her to be present, your female energy becomes activated, and this then gives you a stronger sense of completeness. The more you allow yourself to receive gentleness and tenderness, the more you will trust your intuition and free yourself from the grip of your mind. The nourishing, merging, and nurturing warmth of your female energy will give you a sense of coming home. This allows your heart to open from within. It will also positively affect your relationship with women. A sensitive man with a wounded heart may have a deep craving for female tenderness and nurturing caused by an inner emptiness. If you do not know how to release this coldness and emptiness by using your own heart-centered energy, the craving can become desperate. The desire for this female connection can become obsessive, compulsive, and imploring. This does not provide for a safe foundation for an encounter or a relationship with a woman. If you try to heal the wound and your heart through your connection with a woman, and you have not taken responsibility for yourself, you can attract a woman who will abuse your emotional dependency as a result of her own powerlessness. And now that your shadow is seen, it can now be transformed. You will now take responsibility for your own emotional wounds. See yourself moving from ego-based to heart-centered consciousness now. Everything you do is connected to the spiritual. You are and always have been supported by the whole. You do not have to try to do it alone. Remember, you are free to come back to this place whenever you need to connect with your emotional body. As you prepare to end this meditation, take 3 deep breaths and allow yourself to feel and express your emotions spontaneously. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Strong and brisk.